Welcome. This is Recidiva. I'm sharing a recording of a casual Skyrim playthrough using a mod list I built. My profound thanks to all the mod creators who have made this game a crowdsourced treasure. I hope you enjoy. Okay, I reinstalled Comap. I should have a map marker for Yorvaskr. Give it a second. We'll check later. But it'll put a map marker right there. I can port directly to Yorvaskr, which makes life easier. Imperial Report on Sarthal by Hespeth Chirinus, Mages Guild Scholar assigned to Imperial Archaeologist Sentius Florenius. Let it be known that the esteemed archaeologist has chosen to focus his boundless talents on the cooking and baking habits of early First Era Nords. While this work will no doubt bring great glory and benefit to the Empire, it is clear that my limited expertise is of no use in this effort. I have instead been using my considerable free time to investigate a particular avenue of study, namely that of the fall of Sarthal. Every child of the Empire knows what happened here, that the first city of man on Tamriel was sacked by the elves, jealous and fearful of the threat men posed to them. Relations have obviously improved considerably since then, but to be able to see the results of the destruction firsthand, it is quite striking to note the degree of effort that went into the venture. The first task before me was differentiating between areas of original architecture and those that were rebuilt after Ysgramor retook the city with his 500 companions. Initially relying heavily on the expertise of archaeologist Florenius, my ability to discern the difference for myself improved over time. Indeed, I was surprised to find that many areas of the city, far more than I would have believed, retained much of the original stonework. Work was clearly done to remedy the effects of the city being burned after the elves' assault, and I suspect they underestimated the durability of Nordic craftsmanship. Or rather, that is what I initially thought. Perhaps it was a mistaken sense of pride in the accomplishments of these early men, or perhaps it was just my inexperience that led me to this conclusion. Something was amiss, though. Repeated attempts to consult the exceedingly perceptive archaeologist were unfruitful, often digressing into lectures on the bathing habits of Sarthal residents or the average number of potted plants in homes. I was again forced to rely on my limited powers of observation and deduction, and so I have no conclusive results to report at this time. I can say with certainty that the initial attack on Sarthal seems to have been very focused and does not appear to correlate to any locations that have been established as points of defense or importance. While the eminent scholar Sentius has yet to examine my findings, or indeed show any interest in them, my inclination is to suggest that not only did the elves know the apparent layout of the city, but that their assault was based on a specific directive and perhaps a singular goal. My humble investigation shall continue as time permits. Incident at Necron by Jean-Claude Both. The situation simply is this, said Flaxith. His face is chiseled and resolute as any statue. Everyone knows that the cemetery west of the city is haunted by some malevolent beings, and has been for many years now. People have come to accept it. They bury their dead by daylight, and are away before Massar and Secunda have risen and the evil comes forth. The only victims to fall prey to the devils are the very stupid and the outsiders. It sounds like a natural solution to filtering out the undesirables, then, laughed Nitrath, a tall, middle-aged woman with cold eyes and thin lips. Where is the gold in saving them? From the temple. They're reopening a new monastery near the cemetery, and they need the land cleansed of evil. They're offering a fortune, so I accepted the assignment with the caveat that I could assemble my own team to split the reward. That's why I've sought you each out. From what I've heard, you, Nitra, are the best bladesman in Morrowind. Nitra smiled her unpleasant best. And you, Osmic, are a renowned burglar, though never once imprisoned. The bald-pated young man stammered as if to refute the charges before grinning back. I'll get you where you need to go. But then it's up to you to do what you need to do. I'm no combatant. Anything Nitra and I can't handle, I'm sure Masitha will prove her mettle, Flaxith said, turning to the fourth member of the party. She comes on very good references as a sorceress of great power and skill. Masitha was the picture of innocence, round-faced and wide-eyed. Mitra and Osmic looked at her uncertainly, particularly watching her fearful expression as Flaxith described the nature of the creatures haunting the cemetery. It was obvious she had never faced any adversary other than man and Mer before. If she survived, they thought to themselves, it would be very surprising. As the foursome trudged toward the graveyard at dusk, they took the opportunity to quiz their new teammate. Vampires are filthy creatures, said Mitra. Disease-ridden, you know. They say off to the west, they'll indiscriminately pass on their curse together with a number of other afflictions. They don't do that here so much, but still, you don't want to leave their wounds untreated. I take it you know something of the spells of restoration if one gets us bit? I know a little, but I'm no healer, said Miss Letha meekly. More of a battle mage? Asked Osmic. I can do a little damage if I'm really close, but I'm not very good at that either. I'm more of an illusionist, technically. Mitra and Osmic looked at one another with naked concern as they reached the gates of the graveyard. There were moving shadows, stray specters among the rack and ruin, crumbled paths stacked on top of crumbled paths. It wasn't a maze of a place. It could have been any dilapidated graveyard, but even without looking at the tombstones, it did have one very noticeable feature. Filling the horizon was the mausoleum of a minor silverdilic official from the Second Era, slightly exotic, but still harmonizing with the Dunmer graves in a complementary style called Decay. It's a surprisingly useful school, whispered Masitha defensively. You see, it's all concerned with Magicka's ability to alter the perceptions of objects without changing their physical compositions. Removing sensual data, for example, to cast darkness or remove sounds or smells from the air, it can help but... A red-haired vampire woman leapt out of the shadows in front of them, knocking Flaxith on his back. Mitra quickly unsheathed her sword, but Masitha was faster. With a wave of her hand, the creature stopped, frozen, her jaws scant inches from Flaxith's throat. Flaxith pulled out his own blade and finished her off. That's illusion? Asked Osmic. Certainly, smiled Masitha. Nothing changed in the vampire's form except its ability to move. Like I said, it's a very useful school. The four climbed up over the paths to the front gateway to the crypt. Osmic snapped the lock and disassembled the poison trap. The sorceress cast a wave of light down the dust-choked corridors, banishing the shadows and drawing the inhabitants out. Almost immediately, they were set on by a pair of vampires, howling and screaming in a frenzy of bloodlust. The battle was joined, so no sooner were the first two vampires felled than the reinforcements attacked. There were mighty warriors of uncanny strength and endurance, but Masitha's paralysis spell and the weaponry of Flaxith and Mitra clove through their ranks. Even Osmic aided in battle. They're crazy, gasped Masitha when the fight finally ended and she could catch her breath. Cora, the most savage of the vampire bloodlines, said Flaxith. We have to find and exterminate each and every one. Delving into the crypts, the group hounded out more of the creatures. Though they varied in appearance, each seemed to rely on their strength and claws for attacking, and subtlety did not seem to be the style of any. When the entire mausoleum had been searched and every creature within destroyed, the four finally made their way to the surface. It was only an hour until sunrise. There was no frenzied scream or howl. Nothing rushed forward towards them. The final attack, when it happened, was so unlike the others that the questers were taken utterly by surprise. The ancient creature waited until the four were almost out of the cemetery, talking amiably, making plans for spending their share of the reward. He judged carefully who would be the greatest threat, and then launched himself at the sorceress. Had Flaxith not turned his attention back from the gate, she would have been ripped to shreds before she had a chance to scream. The vampire knocked Masitha across a stone, its claws raking across her back, but stopped its assault in order to block a blow from Flaxith's sword. It accomplished this maneuver in its own brutal way by tearing the warrior's arm from its socket. Osmic and Mitra set on it, but they found themselves in a losing battle. Only when Masitha had pulled herself back up from behind the pile of rocks, weak and bleeding, did the fight turn. She cast a magical ball of flame at the creature, which so enraged it that it turned back to her. Mitra saw her opening and took it, beheading the vampire with a stroke of her sword. So you do know some spells of destruction, like you said Mitra. And a few spells of healing, too, she said. But I can't save Flaxen. The warrior died in the bloody dust before them. The three were quiet as they traveled across the dawn-lit countryside back toward Guar. Masitha left the throb of pain in her back. Masitha felt the throb of pain in her back intensify as they walked, and then a gradual numbness like ice spread through her body. I need to go to a healer and see if I've been diseased, she said as they reached the city. Meet us at the Mouth and Fire tomorrow morning, said Nitra. We'll go to the temple and get our reward and split it there. 3 hours later, Osmic and Nitra sat in their room at the tavern, happily counting and recounting the gold marks. Split 3 ways, it was a very comfortable sum. What if the healers can't do anything for Masitha? Smiled Osmic dreamily. Some diseases can be insidious. Did you hear something in the hall? Asked Nitra quickly, but when she looked, there was no one there. She returned, shutting the door behind her. I'm sure Masitha will survive. She went straight to the healer. But we could leave tonight with the gold. Let's have one last drink to our poor sorceress, said Osmic, leading Nitra out of the room toward the stairs. Nitra laughed. Those spells of illusion won't help her track us down, as useful as she keeps saying they are. Paralysis, light, silence. Not so good when you don't know where to look. They closed the door behind them. Invisibility is another spell of illusion, said Masitha's disembodied voice. The gold on the table rose in the air and vanished from sight as she slipped it into her purse. The door again opened and closed, and all was silent until Osric and Nitra returned a few minutes later.
Oh, is that the cheese I'm carrying, or do I just need a bath?
I'm gonna replace the shrine here with one of Oriel. I think the Shrines of Oriel are made with lanterns, so if I were organized, I would have saved my lanterns from the beginning of the game, but this was kind of a midstream thing. Next game, I'll save my lanterns and craft some shrines to carry with me and put down. Yeah, I'm going to Soulstorm, so I'm just gonna port.
Good boy, Miko.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it from the open world. First place I'm gonna go is Kolbjorn, and hope it isn't bugged. I don't remember if it's the 3rd or the 4th section that is the most buggy. I think we're in the 2nd section. So the first week, you just talk to him and you wait. The second week is opening the place up. Yeah, I'm only in the 2nd section, so I won't encounter the bugs. I think there are 4 or 5 sections. I'm not clear. But the 3rd and the 4th can be buggy, and as far as I can tell, it's never been fixed, and I don't have a mod for it. you can end up in a spot where you're just like stuck in a pile of dirt and can't get out. My dogs are coming inside and presenting themselves for pets. Yeah, you're a good boy, Petey. And everything's okay, Bo. There isn't a horrible thing happening. Petey, no, I'm not gonna pet you anymore.
And now you're back. Great. Just great.
You asked me to. What is it this time?
Draugr again. I mean, we should have expected it, right? What else do you find in these damned crypts but waves and waves of Draugr?
Spiders?
At least
Mosquitoes.
6 of the diggers are dead. The rest of them ran off, and I don't blame them. You've had some luck with these things before. Do you think you could go back in? See if anyone's still alive?
Something exciting might have happened outside today. Well, the leaves are falling, which the dogs might think is crazy. But they're running in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Bo comes in, whines at me like I could fix the outside or whatever it is that is bugging him. Oh, I see. I don't know why it tells me I don't have enough magicka. Am I not wearing the gear anymore? Hey, kitty? Okay, now Vandal's on my lap. Hey, sweetie. I can't see anything. Yeah, I'm wearing all of my gear and it still tells me I can't double cast a bow. I don't understand why. That doesn't make any sense. No, you cannot have the keyboard and your paws cannot go up there. You need to stop. You need to stop and settle down and not kill more. It's not a you toy, it's a me toy. Got plenty of toys. Yeah, you do. You know, they're not as bright and shiny. Okay, so yeah, this excavation site has respawned. Oh, and so has the dragon. Yeah, just give me a second. I am seriously striking you in the chest with arrows. What is with you guys? Okay, so you can see that it's difficult now. Well, not if you have jumpy boots and not stuff. Uh-oh. Okay. So if you didn't get to the boots the first time, you would need to walk out and meet them a different way. It is crazy. Okay, I don't have enough magicka, so yeah, your magicka pool needs to be like close to 400. to dual cast a bow, and I didn't boost my magicka far enough at the beginning of the game. I was balanced. Kitty? No. No. Do not put your claw anywhere near my keyboard. Yes, you're in trouble. Oops. Right. Trap. I could have sworn there's supposed to be something back here. There's another Azadal's piece hidden. Maybe that's upstairs. Kitty, you are gonna get booted off my lap. I don't know this puzzle. I just keep hitting things. Yeah, not that one. There we go. Kitty, stop. You're being a jerk. Alright, yeah, it's back here. Handle. Alright, yeah. There's a second Azadal piece. I've already auto-looted it. Stop it. Okay, this kitty's getting booted off my lap right now because he's being obnoxious. He is so offended by that. I'm not supposed to do that. Okay, there's supposed to be a note or something. Okay, I'm supposed to clear more of the driver. Yeah, you guys. The doors will open up once you've killed everything. They're usually okay, yeah, I have to activate the quest to see the markers. Okay, gates open up. Now, weirdly, it opened up. This door, which is opened up to the third section down here. It's possible for me to go, but I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna anyway. Still one up here. Yeah, see, I think I'm supposed to be done now, and I'm supposed to come back down here later. But I'm able to come down here now. Alright, this puzzle, you just run across each one of these as fast as you can. The Wanderlust ring makes this... Oh wow. I'm missing sections? That's okay, I'll just run back. Alright, and there it opened. That's the third piece of Azadal's gear. Now, if I'm right, when I go up these stairs, I'm going to be, like, in the wrong spot. But we'll see, I might have to clip through it. Oh, Kitty, you return. Yeah, we're not doing this anymore. You are not putting your paw on my keyboard to get my hand again. No. Yeah, let's change it. No, don't sit on it either. Yes, I love you very much. But I'm also allowed to love my laptop being intact as it is, without its... Okay, I'm gonna save. Yeah. So, the clipping and being stuck behind stuff, I'm not supposed to be here until the next section of the map. It's still buggy. Alright. I'll turn clipping off. Turn it back on. But yeah, that's really the third section. It's a vanilla thing. They've just never fixed it. Okay, Kitty, you and me are just not having. Oh man, now he stuck his claw in my. Poor guy. He's gonna go nap somewhere.
Any
peaceful.
news?
I've defeated the Draugr and located the missing miners. They're dead.
I should have figured. Damn. Well, at least we can get back to work. But hazard pay keeps piling up, and this won't be getting
I think
any
I've got a
cheaper.
million gold, so
I'm going to hire some mercenaries this time, too. Having some people around who know how to fight should...
that
well,
belt buckle
it'll
that's
set
a
the
tie
minds at
just.
ease, and hopefully keep them alive. But they won't be cheap.
I mean, I see the purpose to
It's
it.
going to hit
I just don't
3,000
like it.
this time, I'm afraid. Have you got that on you?
Here, it's better be worth it.
We're going to be making this back 50-fold, partner. Trust me on this. I'll go hire a new crew and some brawny types to keep them safe. Come back and check in on us. Nothing can stop us this time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've got... Last I checked, yeah, I've got like... almost 900,000 gold. And then there's 2 million at the house. Legacy of the Dragonborn. So I'm doing good on money. I visit the hunters at Frostmoon Crag. They're up here. And as far as I remember, they just tell me to go away. And I'm like, okay, I visited the hunters. Unfortunately, this casting has just gotten like a weird soundbite stuck in my head, because when I cast this, I hear the main character from Cars saying "Kachiga, Kachiga." Listen, doesn't that sound like Kachiga to you? What's his name? I can't think of it. Owen Wilson is the voice actor.
Hold, traveler.
You don't have any
no
here.
business here.
Rickle, I'm so sorry.
We mean you no harm, but be on your way.
Okay, she won't talk to me and I can't get her dressed right now. So I have visited the hunters at Frostmoon Crag. And that's like it. What's over here? Altar of Thrond. Okay. I think in one of the Live Another Life Origins, when you're abandoned and left for dead, you can just like wake up here, the Altar of Thrones. And then if you're playing Survivor, survival like, someone might have, like me, you end up going to sleep and then at one of the stupid temples. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up where the second word of the Solitaire Shout is. Oh, that's summoning Durnavir. Okay. Netch jelly. I don't even know where the netches are, so let me. Oh, you know, I don't even like killing netches. They're not even gonna attack me. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find some of that, or steal some more. Yeah, I don't want to murder netches just for a delivery quest. That's mean. Maybe the bull netches will drop some when I do the Flork of Horripilation. Hello, beautifuls. I love you.
Seems you've inherited a situation.
Situation? What kind of situation?
Drovus Relvi owes me
Oh,
1,000
for fuck's sake.
septums.
Fuck
At
off.
least he did until you set him up with that Telvanni wizard. Now he's untouchable.
Because you're a coward.
The way I figure it, it's your fault he can't pay me.
You're really
So
bad
I guess
at
I'm going to have to
figuring.
collect it from you.
How about you take half? And if I don't pay you?
Nothing for now, but watch your back. I'll be sending collectors to find you. They won't ask so nicely. One way or the other, I'll get my money.
I really don't think so. About that money Drovus owes you.
Tired of running?
No.
I knew you were weak. Now pay me.
Or I could just kill you now.
Take your best shot, Fetcher. But if you draw on me, the guards will put a bounty on your head, not mine.
Because you'll be dead. I'm kind of considering assassinating that guy. But we'll see how it works out. The intimidation option is to pay half? No, I don't think so. You guys are awesome. Oh, and Mihail's Monsters has a few updates. Won't be in this game, but it'll be in my next one. He's got, like, frogs now and sea turtles.
I don't know who sent you here, but you've given us something to build on here. I hope someday we can repay you for your kindness.
I want to see if you have any netch jelly for
so
sale.
you're an alchemist then.
So I can give it to you. No. I would buy
Careful
it.
with those
I don't want to
netches.
kill
They
netches.
may look tame, but they can seriously hurt you.
It's busier now that things are starting to look up. I guess I might stay a bit longer after all.
Still buying East Empire pendants?
Absolutely. Here's your payment.
How are things now that the mine is open again?
Things are picking up for now. All I'm wondering is how long it'll take for House Redorin to begin ignoring us again if the mine runs out of ore for a second time.
Okay.
If you need any supplies, you know where to find me.
Okay, I see 2 in Riften that I can finish. So I'm going to port Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna port to. I can find the spell. Roll a minute.
Damn.
So some of these miscellaneous quests that are not clearing, I'm gonna just hide them. I think there's a mod where you can end up adopting Aventius Arentino, but in-game he seems pretty happy. So, might not need to mod it. But with RS Children, overhaul, he looks pretty good. I had an add-on to this one still, I think, has it. What? Doesn't know where I am. I had an... The kids still look kind of weird, like their eyebrows are weird. I had used RS Children and then one on top of that. I think it was more realistic children, but unfortunately it just made the kids look sad. The eyebrows are all... like, they have expressions. So in my new mod list, I went back to the regular. So here's Maurice Aravel. I can finally give her those
Good to see you. Finally, someone
Ice Wraith
useful is
teeth.
around.
Some fresh meat to fill your belly, perhaps?
Found the Ice Wraith teeth.
Perfect, just perfect. These should help keep my stock fresh for quite a while. And as promised, here's my trade. Hope you like it.
Pheasant breast.
Thanks
I
again
got
for the ice
pheasant
wraith
breast and mage light.
We got a
Seriously?
few pieces of jewelry at the prom, Majestic. Wanna come take a look at them
Crazy.
later?
That's
I wish I
crazy.
could, sadly, I haven't searched enough of my own to know wise.
Kitty, one of my kitties is now just perched about 3 feet away, just
This war has
staring at me.
created so many orphans, and so few are willing to open their hearts to them. I can't believe Grelot is dead. I had no love for the woman, but to be murdered in cold blood.
I know. Scary world we live in. Could I adopt one of your children?
Why, yes. Yes, of course. What a wonderful surprise.
What do I need to do?
First, I'll need to ask you a few questions. Your name?
Saleh.
What do you do for a living?
I'm the Dragonborn. I'm the Harbinger of the Companions. I'm the Archmage of the College of Winterhold. Thief, assassin, adventurer, mercenary. I'm the Dragonborn.
What? If you aren't going to be... Wait. Sure, you're serious. Well, all right then. Where will your child be living?
Yeah. Golden... Okay. Since I'm not going to be adopting till the end, and since my family's at Whiterun, I will say Whiterun.
Very well. That's all I need from you. Congratulations. I think you'll make an excellent parent.
You are
Go
wrong.
meet the children and decide who you'd like to adopt. Once you've made a decision, I'll collect their
I always
things and
adopt
be
the
sure
kids
they
that are
make it
out in
over
the
to your
world.
house.
There's one boy in Dawnstar who is essentially child slave labor. Okay, so I am going to hide a bunch of these. try them again later. Okay, so not... Okay, crossbows going on. I don't know what happened. The Ancient Farmer Tome, Fine Cut Salts, Void Salts. That's a book I don't have. East Empire Pendants is never ending. Okay. Fila's Gold Ring is bugged. Jari Ra is bugged. Phantasmal Chest is random. Next Jelly I'm just going to try to buy. I'm missing Alembic. I don't care. I really don't care. I read Artificial Consciousness, and Lotoria is bugged. Okay. I'll clear that up quite a bit. Alright, so I'm not actually going to adopt. I don't think they give you a quest for it. They don't make you finish it. So we've just, yeah. Alright. Then the second word of the Solitaire Shout. So I'm going to... Oh, the Thalmor Assassin is also something I might need to hide. We'll go see. We'll try it again. Nah, I'm hiding it now. I'm gonna do it. I'm hiding it now. Because I can. Okay. I'll try to help Melbjorn later. We'll clean that up once we finish the stuff that we know is not problematic. Alright, let's go do Arcantham's. She's going to be a little surprised since I already have all of the shards for the forge. I think. Let's go pick up Kaidan. Actually, I'm doing Arcantham's without Kaidan. He's just so buggy in there. He's really buggy in there. Okay, kitty. We meet again. You're gonna be civilized? Do you learn? No? He's looking the other way, like I wasn't talking to him, and he wasn't thinking about getting up on my lap. Hello, unicorn. Why not? Let's do it, unicorn. Can you just run straight up a hill like Ambar? No, yeah, you're gonna have to get used to me never following roads. Hey, look, it's a road. Nice to know that unicorns really are dappled Arabians. I think I'm already orc friend.
The air is good today. I welcome the smell of blood from all the kills I will make.
Patience, my son.
Yeah, I'm orc friend. Okay, good. The jump just isn't that high, I don't know. we can take the boots off and put them back on. Oh, because I didn't put the enchantment on these boots, you silly lady. Alright, Unicorn, I'm going on without you because I'm gonna muffle. Kachiga. Lightning McQueen. That's the name of them. Yep. Illusion sounds like Lightning McQueen. Kachiga. You can't get me, Floofy Bear. I do know Arcing Thems pretty well.
Turn back.
I have the puzzle memorized, so it won't be an issue.
Please, turn back. Before it's too late. What are you still doing here?
Who are you?
Let me guess. You're here for the treasure, aren't you? Just like all the others.
Who are you?
The name's Katria. was an adventurer. Raided ruins like this for nigh on 20 years. I was on the trail of something big. It led me here, and I didn't make it.
Your name sounds familiar.
Oh, you read the book, didn't you? The Ethereum Wars. That was my theory, you know. My research, my life's work, all of it, lost. Stolen by my own damn apprentice. That's how I ended up here. I can't rest. Not until I find the forge. Until I can prove that it was my discovery. Mine, not his. But it's hopeless. I died here, just like all the others. Turn back. Turn back before you become the next victim.
I can handle myself.
Maybe so. Then again, I thought I could too. I'm not going to talk you out of it, am I? I know. I was just like you once.
I really doubt that.
Well, if you want to reach the summit, you're going to need some help. You want a hand?
Sure.
All right. Lead on then.
Okay, so for Legacy of the Dragonborn, over here there's a archaeology spot. Well, the looter is gonna take her clothes. She's not gonna like that. But at least she has undies.
Really? You had to take the armor? Come on, leave me with a little dignity.
Catria's journal. "17th of Sun's Height. Damn that scheming elf. Damn him. He steals my notes, my discovery, and publishes it under his name? 20 years of my life spent digging through those ruins, and what do I get? A dedication? Friend and colleague, my arse. He's just mocking me. Well, I'll have the last laugh. Taran may have my theory, but he doesn't have any proof. Not yet. If I can find the forge first, I can show the world this is my discovery. Mine, not his. 4th of last seed. I've got a lead. One of the moldy old books in Mazund mentioned the forge, ruined through and through, but I was able to copy down a few scraps, including a map of the First Era Dwemer kingdoms. Need to cross-reference it with modern borders when I get back. Here's the result. Arcing Thems. This one, Arcing Thems, was on the inscription too. Apparently the main Ethereum Research Center. Seems like a place to start. 2. Mentioned a Bethard cell. Allied city? Not Thardams, though. Looks like a smaller site, north or northwest of there, on the river. 3. The primary source of Ethereum extracted from some deeper mine. 4. A storage site for raw Ethereum, just outside a major city. Apparently, had to be kept outside because the Ethereum was harmonically volatile. 5. No name, no identifying information, but page after page of ruined diagrams. Couldn't make out much, but it looks like an astrolabe, a gear, some sort of crest in 4 pieces. Could this be the location of the forge? Something important, at least. 22nd of last seed, arcing thumbs. My map may be rough, but it was enough to get me here. There may be something to this after all. 23rd of last seed. Reach the treasury. There's a tonal lock here, still active. Judging from the corpses, it's safe to say the traps are still active too. Couldn't find any clues, so I'll make a sketch and work through this carefully. 5 resonators, 5 tones. Just have to hit them in the right order. Let's see. Yeah, Kaidan's pathing is just terrible. And he can't... I mean, you can summon him, which is good. That's one of the benefits of having Kaidan as a follower, or having a framework like NFF so that you can summon your followers when they get stuck. He can never make it across this pipe. He gets stuck behind the tonal locks. It's just, you know, it's bad for the poor dude's brain, so it's a good idea to leave him at home. They were littler, and I needed help with Big, Bad, Meanie, Falmer, and Chorus.
See that thing? Dwarves call them kinetic resonators.
I would bring him, but it mostly means summoning him every 30 yards.
No matter how many you kill.
Oh, that was done. Yeah, so for those who are like, but daggers are up close and personal, bows can be very up close and personal too if your stealth's high enough. Who's scampering up there? What the hell is happening? There's scampering happening.
Place, huh? It was even more impressive before it all fell to pieces.
Yeah, Kaidan cannot navigate these walkways either. Walkways and logs and some of the, what is it? The nav mesh. The nav mesh defies Kaidan. Why are you just slowly walking away? Oh well, doesn't matter. Back behind here is a chest. It doesn't really have anything special. You can jump down there. See where the head is? There are a couple little rampways there. Take the ramp back up around, kill a couple of things, and
there's a
be
chest
behind
in
that
there.
door.
Door sealed
But
tight though.
it's not worth it. I'm not doing it. You want to do it? Cool. It's just random loot in the box. There are lots of places in the world with random loot in the box that don't make you go an extra mile around. And if I get to the end of the game and the completionist mod is like, you didn't get that one loot in a box. I'll be like, damn, it was important all along. I'm always happy when I can one-shot Chorus.
Watch out!
This room is terrifying when you are Lobby on very high difficulty. And I think I can just walk right through it now. There's one more farmer over here. If you start fighting, they'll come through, but you can just ignore the ones. That is also another room. You can go up to the left. There's like a waterfall with some more loot. If you're hitting Arcanthems early and you need everything, then there's a spot over there, but I mean, there's just a lot of Chorus and Chorus Hunters to kill. And they're not easy at lower levels. Her bow, Zephyr, is out at the end of this log. And I usually auto-loot it. Yeah, using item required, Zephyr. I use a mod called like Immersive Fallen Logs, so they look different. You need a patch just for the bow, so I'm always aware of where it is. If you don't have the patch, then you don't get the bow. Zephyr is, I believe, the bow with the fastest draw in the game, so you could fire pretty quickly, but I prefer crafted. Speaking of crafting, I'm going to have to go back and make better boots. Okay, I don't have it, but I did use it. There's a popular mod, and my husband loves it, called Arcane Archery. It's a little bit involved to try to explain what it does, but it creates special bows and special arrows that have special abilities, and that's cool. The only issue that I have with it is that when you're using Arcane Archery, you cannot
You know what this is?
activate
It's a lock. A tonal lock.
tonal locks.
Simple and very,
So you have to
very
carry a different
deadly.
bow and different arrows anyway.
See the resonators up there? Strike them in the right order, and the doors should open. Get it wrong, and, well, you've seen what happened when I tried it.
Okay, so, this also doesn't make sense to me how she ended up where she ended up from here. It doesn't make any sense. So, I'm gonna ignore that, but, like, how she, yeah. It's just impossible. You mean the earthquake?
Yeah, I thought I was prepared for anything. How can you prepare for a damned earthquake?
Well, I know from personal
And that
experience,
was
if you
just
move out
one
of
trap.
California.
Look around. Who knows what else this thing is capable of?
Okay, so it is 1, 3, 4, 5, 2. And I should be able to do it with a bound bow. Yeah. Sometimes they can get finicky and hard to hit, but I should be okay with a bound bow. 2.
That's it. Keep going. Almost.
Okay, that was a satisfying run. I only
Got
missed
it.
once. But yeah, I have come down here with like the arcane bows and been like, why can't I hit anything? Why do I suck? And then I forget I have to switch to actual arrows because there are several points in the game where arcane archery will not hit specific quest targets. So I no longer use the mod because I get really frustrated.
So, it is real.
What? What is this?
Let me see it. Look, on the edge here. This has been cut, precisely cut. If you had another piece about the same size, it would snap right in. I saw a drawing of this once. This shard, it's part of a key made of pure Ethereum. The key to the forge.
Now, if the forge made a bow, I'd be interested. So, what now?
We have to find the other pieces, of course. There should be, 3 more. One for each of the 4 cities that worked on the forge. I had a map in my journal.
Yeah.
That's where we
Search
should
for the
start.
Ethereum shards 4 out of 4. Yes, I do have them all. I already have the other 3 shards.
Really? Well, now that makes things easier.
Yeah. And what?
We still have to find the forge itself. I had a lead on that too.
Yeah, I know where it is.
There's so much to do. I'm going to head out and start tracking things down. We'll meet again. I'm sure of it. For the first time in a long while, I think we may actually be able to do this. And I owe it all to you. Thank you.
Okay. Locate the Ethereum forge. Okay, so, yeah. Think of this. Right? So we just went up and up and up and up. We reached here. So even if... Oh yeah, search adventure. Is the note still here? Yeah, the scrap of paper here will give you more clues. And if you miss and get the thing wrong, I think it just releases this Colossus. Not a big deal. Okay, so she is standing here, and really you can only hit them from here. The ground is still solid. So she apparently slid out and down all this way through this tunnel. All the way down here to end up over there. Guys, why would you tell that story? There's so many other stories you could tell. Okay, the next one is Red Eagle, and I'm also not bringing Kaidan to that one because it's just so easy to lock him in that chamber and for him to get stuck in the path on the way back. So let's just wait a little bit before we pick him up. Love the man, but it's kind of like living with me. Terrible sense of direction. Beautiful place to just take out rain shelter. And read a book. I like the map. For those who have played Elder Scrolls Online, it's very relevant. Invocation of Azura. Basilica Paret. For 300 years, I've been a priestess of Azura, the Daedric princess. It's the first time I've seen Daedric princess written anywhere. Of Moonshadow, mother of the rose and queen of the night sky. Every Hogithum, which we celebrate on the 21st of First Seed, we summon her for guidance, as well as to offer things of worth and beauty to her majesty. She is a cruel but wise mistress. We do not invoke her on any Hogithum troubled by thunderstorms, for those nights belong to the Mad One, Sheogorath, even if they do coincide with the occasion. Azura at such times understands our caution. Azura's invocation is a very personal one. I had been priestess to 3 other Daedric princes, but Azura values the quality of her worshippers and the truth behind our adoration of her. When I was a dark elven maid of 16, I joined my grandmother's coven, worshippers of Molag Bal, the schemer princess. Interesting. Molag Bal is being called a princess. Okay. Blackmail, extortion, and bribery are as much the weapons of the witches of Molag Bal as is dark magic. The invocation of Molag Bal is held on the 20th of Evening Star, except during stormy weather. This ceremony is seldom missed, but Molag Bal often appears to her cultists in mortal guise on other dates. When my grandmother died in an attempt to poison the air of Firewatch, I re-examined my faith in the cult. My brother was a wizard of the cult of Boethia, and for what he told me, the Dark Warrior was closer to my spirit than the treacherous Molag Bal. Boethia is a warrior princess who acts more overtly than any other Daedroth. So in Oblivion, they're all princes. They're all pretty much male. They start shifting things in Oblivion, but most of them weren't voiced. Sheogorath was voiced in Oblivion, that I remember. But Sheogorath is clearly male. Molag Bal in Elder Scrolls Online and here have very male voices. One is Malcolm McDowell, the other is, we saw them in the basement. So they've just basically gone and been like, throw female pronouns in there somewhere. I didn't play Morrowind, and I don't think those things were voiced, and the only one that I really remember is Sheogorath, because he's got the Shivering Isles. I'd probably have to go back and replay, but, and the Night Mother is female. But this is just an example of weird retconning. After years of skulking and scheming, it feels good to perform acts for a mistress which had direct, immediate consequences. Besides, I liked it that Boethia was a Daedra of the Dark Elves. Our cult would summon her on the day we called the Gauntlet, the 2nd of Sun's Dusk. Okay, Kitty's back. We're gonna make peace, right? You learn. Bloody competitions would be held in her honor. The duels and battles would continue until 9 cultists were killed at the hands of the other cultists. Boethia cared little for her cultists. She only cared for our blood. I do think I saw her smile when I accidentally slew my brother in a sparring session. My horror, I think, greatly pleased her. I left the cult soon after that. Boethia was too impersonal for me, too cold. I wanted a mistress of greater depth. For the next 18 years of my life, I worshipped no one. Instead, I read and researched. It was in an old and profane tome that I came across the name of Nocturnal. Nocturnal the Night Mistress. Nocturnal the Unfathomable. As the book prescribed, I called to her on her holy day, the 3rd of Hearthfire. At last I had found the personal mistress I had so long desired, as to have to understand her labyrinthine philosophy, the source of her mysterious pain. Everything about her was dark and shrouded, even the way she spoke and the acts she required of me. It took years for me to understand the simple fact that I could never understand Nocturnal. Her mystery was as essential to her as savagery was to Boethia or treachery was to Molag Bal. To understand Nocturnal is to negate her, to pull back the curtain clouding her realm of darkness. As much as I loved her, I recognized the futility of unraveling her enigmas. I turned instead to her sister, Azura. Azura is the only Daedra princess I've ever worshipped, who seems to care about her followers. Molag Bal wanted my mind, Boethia wanted my arms, and Nocturnal perhaps my curiosity. Azura wants all of that, and our love above all. Not our abject slavering, but our honest and genuine caring for all in all its forms. It is important to her that our emotions be engaged in her worship, and our love must also be directed inward. If we love her and hate ourselves, she feels our pain. I will, for all time, have no other mistress. Jeannebert's Last Dance. Women's verse 1. Every winter season, except for the reason of one war or another, really quite a bother, the Queen of Rimmon and her consort request their vassals come and cavort on each and every ball. The first man in the hall is Lord Organ Jeannebret of Guar, the curse of all the maidens fair. Women's refrain. Oh, dear ladies, beware. Dearest, dearest ladies, take care. Though he's a very handsome man, if you dare to take his handsome hand, the nasty little spell will be cast, and your first dance with him will be the last. Men's verse 1. At this social event, everyone who went knew the bows and stances and steps to all the dances. The Queen of Rimmon and her consort would order a trumpet's wild report, and there could be no indecision as the revelers took position. The first dance only, ladies, separate, away from such men as Lord Jonathan. Men's refrain. Oh, dear fellows, explain. Brothers, can you help make it plain? The man's been doing this for years, leaving maidens fair in tears before the final tune's been blast, and her first dance with him will be the last. Women's verse 2. Lord Ogun Jonabred of Guar watched the ladies dance on air, the loveliest in the realm. A fellow in an Urson hide helm said, The Queen of Rimmon and her consort have put together quite a sport. Which lady fair do you prefer? Lord Jonabred pointed her. See that bosom bob and weave, well suited for me to love and leave. Women's refrain. Men's verse 2. The man in the mask of a bear had left the Lord of Guar before the ladies' dance was ending. Then a trumpet sounded, portending that the Queen of Rimmon and her consort called for the men to come to court. Disdainful, passing over all the rest, Ogun approached, she of bobbing breast. She was rejected, saved a life of woe, for a new maiden as fair as snow. Men's refrain. Women's verse 3. At the first note of the band, the beauty took Ogun's hand. She complimented his stately carriage, dancing to the tune about the marriage of the Queen of Rimmon and her consort. It is very difficult indeed to comport with grace, never failing nor flailing, wearing ornate hide and leather mailing, dancing light as the sweetest of dreams without a single squeak of the seams. Women's refrain. Men's verse 3. The rhythms rose and fell. No one dancing could excel with masculine grace and syncopation. Lord Jonabred ever drew admiration from the Queen of Rimmon and her consort. Like a beauteous vessel pulling into port, he silently slid, belying the leather's weight. She whispered girlishly, The hour is late, but I've never seen such grace and hide armor. 'Twas a pity he knew he had to harm her. Men's refrain. Women's verse 4. The tune beat was furious. He began to be curious. Where had the maiden been sequestered before the dance was requested? By the consort and his Queen of Rimmon, I didn't see you dance with the women. The dress was torn as I came to the dance, she said, smiling in a voice deep as a man's. My maids worked quickly to repair, while I wore a suit of hide, a helm of a bear. Women's refrain. Don't even ask me. I don't know. Don't. There is no explanation, yes. Thanks for watching. Wishing you found family, creative hobbies, a hot bath after a long day, and food you love as much as Saleya loves apple pies.